And while we were over there, we found a rare bookstore. And when I went in the rare bookstore, right after I just got done telling him about what J.W. Powell did in 1879, the director of the Bureau of Ethnology, remember what I told you earlier about the Bureau of Ethnology? I don't know if y'all remember. Way early on, I said, remember ethnology. This is literally the Bible for archaeologists and anthropologists on how they're supposed to act to data when it comes to the North American Indians. Do you understand? I found this book that day. Found it on the shelf inside there. Man, Baraka the Yahawai, I was shocked. Give me the next slide. This right here was presented to a library. If you notice, it's directly from the Smithsonian. We ain't even supposed to have this. You open this book, it turns around and says, do not remove from this library. They gave it to the wrong nigga. Right. And I played him so slick. Like I turned around, I was like, how much is this book? I forget what he wanted. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's worth more than 80. Like, I'll think about it. I came back later, I came through. I'm like, I'll give it. He's like, I'll give it to you for 80. I think he wanted one something. And then he opened it up. He goes, even though this is from the Smithsonian, I'll give it to you for 80. Yo, I didn't even have the money. I spent that shit in 2 seconds. Give me the next slide. So now, this is the limitations of use of some anthropolitical data by J.W. Powell. This is submitted to the Smithsonian, meaning this set precedent for what everyone was supposed to do. Remember what I said earlier about Alexander Hill Drecker, about the Bering Strait. Remember, they indoctrinated everyone to follow that. Well, this is the indoctrination for when it comes down to archaeological evidence concerning the American Indians. This is their Bible. Investigations in this department are of great interest and have attracted to the field a host of workers. But the general review of the mass published matter exhibits the fact of the use which material has not always been put, basically what they did has not been wise the way they used it. In the monuments of antiquities found throughout North America, in the camp and village sites, grave mounds, ruins, scattered works of art, the origin and development of the arts in savage and barbaric life may be satisfactorily studied. Incidentally, too, hints of customs may have been discovered, but outside of this, the discoveries may have been illegitimately used, especially for the purpose of connecting the tribes of North America with peoples or so-called races of antiquity in other parts of the world. Meaning, if you try to take the North American Indians and say, I found Hebrew writing, and these are the lost tribes, illegitimate. You can't use it. This is the law of the Smithsonian. Give me the next slide. Now we're on the next page. So now, remember what we were talking about earlier, right? So it may be said that the Pueblos discovered the southwestern portion of the United States and farther the south through Mexico, and perhaps Central American tribes having a culture quite far as advanced as exhibited to the discovered rooms. In this respect, then, there is no need to search for an extralineal origin through lost tribes for any art there exhibited. They turned around and said, you are not allowed to connect us to the lost tribes of Israel. When you read this whole chapter, even when you go down to the mound builders that we were talking about, they keep bringing up, you cannot, once again, with regard to the mounds so widely scattered between the two oceans, it may be said that the mound builders' tribes were known in early history of discovery of the continent, and that their vestiges of art covered do not excel any respect of the arts of the Indian tribes known in history. There is therefore no reason for us to search for an extralineal origin through lost tribes for the arts discovered in the mounds of North America. They made it illegal for us to connect ourselves to the lost tribes. And that's why you won't be taught this in history. That's why we don't know this. I'm gonna give you one more. Give me the next slide. Picture writing. Remember how they said that we don't have any written language? It's because they destroyed it all. They burned it all. They kept it all away from us. Or, remember, you know what chapter this is in? The limitations of anthropolitical data concerning the Indians. Right. Well, let's read a little bit. You should have never taught us how to read. The pictographs of the North American Indians were made on diverse substances, the bark of trees, tablets of wood, deer skins, animals, and surfaces of rocks. So it's us talking about all these things that they made. So now, when it comes down to it, right, it's us talking about, we expect to find many pictographs. Many of these pictographs are simple pictures, rude sketchings, or patences. Hold up, boom, boom, boom. Let me just fast forward to the part where they start killing it. You understand? But it has, hold on. What the hell is it? Salakia, y'all. I'm trying to just fast forward straight to the part. All right, basically, I'm going to just fast forward to the part. Y'all can read this later. If they found a pictographical language, it was illegitimate. So what's Hebrew? A pictographical language. That's why we have no language.
That's the last chapter, right?
Where, down here?
Hence, it will be seen that it is illegitimate.
Boom! Give over Zahar a hand. Hence, it will be seen that it is illegitimate to use any pictographical matter of data to the discovery of the continent of Columbus. Meaning that it is all illegitimate if we want to use it. They will not allow us to retrieve our history. Next slide. Boom, drops mic. That's it.